Welcome to Punks Talk Wrestling! On this episode, we've got Showmiz, we've got Swagger, we got Tatsu Guerrero, and more as we review Wrestlmania 26! I am R.W. Hellborn, the punk rock prince of PA, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the Crown, which is one half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion host of the world! And always virtually by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England, he is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the Crown, which is the other half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion host of the world, Mr. Did You Know, Sir King of Reels, the proper prick, CJ Newman!
God damn. This is the part where I don't know if he's yelling because I can't hear it in my headphones. I presume he is. But did you know that in today's episode we are looking back at WrestleMania 26? And when the final bell rang for the final match in Shawn Michaels' career, he became the first person in history to log over 300 minutes in WrestleMania matches.
Damn.
So he wrestled a total of 301 minutes and 30 seconds across 17 WrestleMania matches. How's that? And that truly shows you that Shawn Michaels was Mr. WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. I mean, right there it is. Mr. WrestleMania, he held the record.
Now, obviously, 14 years have passed, and maybe there's someone else now that holds that record, but I don't know.
If I had to guess, it's probably Roman Reigns.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, Shawn Michaels has had 17 matches. I don't know how many Roman's had. Probably about, hedge your bets on saying about 10 or 11.
How many? That's a good question. How many WrestleMania matches has Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, had? We'll look at, you know what? That'll be a post-podcast homework.
Yeah, there you go.
See if Roman Reigns has broken another record and see if he can surpass. If he hasn't, I'm sure he's going to, because he's going to be in 2 matches this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He might surpass that. He may pass that reign as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. By the end of his career, he'd easily could.
Yeah, for sure. He might have already, and we just don't even know.
We don't even know it, yeah.
Hashtag don't even know. Well, I didn't know that. So as far as did you knows go, I didn't know that. So
there you go. You didn't know. So I asked you the question, did you know? And you didn't know. So there you go.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There we go. Fucking rad. Shout out to Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania. 301 minutes. That's five solid hours of wrestling.
5 hours of straight up Shawn Michaels matches.
I wouldn't be surprised if WWE YouTube channel doesn't have in every Shawn Michaels match.
Yeah, you're likely. Yeah.
I just watched. Speaking of WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I was watching the 2 hour. It was like a 2 hour long everything, the Bloodline saga. Like every major moment of Bloodline material.
It's good stuff,
It's so good, dude. That channel is... I could just watch the WWE YouTube channel all day.
The YouTube channel was on fire lately. The content they're putting up is so damn good, man.
It's exactly the stuff that I want as a WWE fan to be able to watch. Like they
know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to put on 4 hours of John Cena matches. Yeah, man. Give me 5 hours of Shawn Michaels WrestleMania matches as a YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get them, it's great.
Good stuff.
Give me what I want! WWE YouTube channel!
Right,
give me what I want! WWE YouTube channel!
You haven't done that one in a while.
I know, man. It's been a while. Was there anything more to that? Was there more to that? Did you know? I was expecting.
No, that was it.
Oh,
That was
okay.
it.
I didn't know if I just cut you off before you like asked me some tricky
I wanted
question.
to get like a one that was themed off today's episode. So
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
all right. How's it going, buddy?
You know what? I'm okay, but I've got some kind of stomach thing going on right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, my stomach just feels like crap.
It's not. You're not nervous, are you?
No.
This isn't pre-inaugural Punks Talk Wrestling Superior Intel like that. All things professional wrestling and Phil Collins championship match.
Are you crazy? Look, I know that the anonymous podcast. What are we gonna go for this week?
Let's be. Let's be. I don't know. What's the word?
If you were going to say respectful, I'm not going to be respectful.
I was going to say respectful.
That psychopath has decided to get on a plane, and he's over in the UK.
Holy shit! Wait, what? He fucking AJ. I haven't been.
AJ styled me. Yeah.
I've been off of social media the last 2 days. I haven't been connected, so I missed quite a bit. He AJ styled you.
He posted a picture earlier today, and he took a picture by Big Ben. And it looks like he's out to get me, but I don't care. That's what I'm not. I think I just ate something dodgy. That's all.
It's pretty stalky. Like this is getting pretty fucking out of hand, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Next thing you know, he's gonna show up and like ruin Easter dinner or something.
But yeah, otherwise I'm fine. Just a little upset tum-tum. That's all, you know.
A little chalked up. Little.
Yeah, but it was toast for dinner tonight.
I'm trying to make up a British slang word for an upset stomach.
I thought so. I was like,
none
of these things make sense to me.
Like a little tossy in the tumbly. That's just childish. I don't know why British slang. I mean, most British slang does kind of sound like childish gibberish at times. So
hey, you watch your mouth. That's the words of my people right there.
but I'm not wrong. But I mean, it's not wrong, like.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Our dialect is fun.
It's fun. And that's what you know what. And you're right. It's not and I'm poking fun, and I'm having a bit of fun. I'm having a jolly. I'm having a jolly. Is that a British term?
Yeah. Oh, what was
do you guys say have a jolly?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you can say that, I guess.
You could. Can just give it to just tell me it kind of.
I mean, I don't say it, and I don't know anyone that does. But if someone said that to me, I'd understand what they meant. I'll give you that.
So we could start a new British slang, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can start British slang. I mean, have you heard some of the words we use?
Yes.
I mean, you could say anything.
What I just said a minute ago.
But if you repeat it enough times, it just becomes a thing. So.
Right, exactly. So we just gotta hashtag have a jolly.
Do you know apples and pears? You know what that means, right?
It sounds good. I think I have heard you use that, but
apples and pears means stairs.
You did. I think we discussed this at one point.
We might have discussed this a long time ago.
We might have. I mean, this may have been
pre-podcast.
That could have been a Boulette Club discussion with Justin and Nitro.
That's straight up Cockney.
That's okay slang. Because Cockney. If I recall, a lot of Cockney slang is
rhyming
but also more complicated than the actual word. Like it's sort of like it's almost like a thieves' cant in D&D.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah.
I mean, they weren't exaggerating in the movie Snatch at all. Not at all. When they were like talking to the gypsies, right? You can't say that, right? That's also like a truly bad. Like you're not supposed to say that, right?
Yeah. Don't say that.
Like, is it as bad as calling Inuits like Eskimos? Is it the same or worse? We're gonna cut all this out, probably or not.
Yeah, I figured. Well, gypsies, like Tyson Fury, he's the Gypsy King, right?
Yes. But he actually literally comes from like a gypsy background, right? Like
he does.
Like,
yeah,
it's
he
still
actually
a thing.
was a
It's still a
gypsy.
thing.
It's still totally a thing. It's a weird one. Like I guess
But
those people do identify as gypsies, but it's also seen as it can be seen as an offensive term too.
Because what is they're living a kind of a transient lifestyle, right?
They're travelers.
They're just travelers.
The traveler lifestyle.
They have a community that travels together,
basically. But the issue, I think the issue there. So there's a lot of gypsies that are just exactly what you said. But there's a like always, like in every group, there's a small group that are gypsies that like obviously there's a lot of gypsies that travel around and they camp up on private property, right? That's one thing, right? That is what it is. Like,
okay,
but they ain't not disturbing anyone, but they are on private property, so they get moved along.
Right. They're sort of living, and they're sort of living lawlessly.
Yeah, like off the grid kind of deal. But then you do get obviously some gypsies that are wherever they end up pitching tent or whatever you want to call it. They kind of cause they kind of disrupt the area, so they'll crime and breaking into houses and
like gutter
like
punks.
That. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
like train hopping gutter punks.
Yeah,
with their fucking
much.
dogs that they try to tell people are service animals.
Yeah, shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you do you kind of thing.
I almost choked a gutter punk out to death in Chicago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was there's a long story to that. I'll tell you the story when you get here. This weekend. This fucking weekend in 4 days. 4 days
I'll
now,
be right there with you.
Hashtag touch my flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Remember to go throwback from
Yeah.
It's on the list. It's on the hashtag list.
Before we get into the brunt of this episode, how's about we have a little talk about Raw from last night? This damn storyline, man, with the Cody and the Rock and Seth and Roman, like
it is so. And Drew is involved.
Drew's involved. CM Punk's involved.
CM Punk's involved in all.
Jay, Jimmy, and Solo. Everyone's getting over, as we said many weeks ago.
Everyone's so over.
Did you see Raw by any chance? I think you did.
I saw. Yeah, I saw the.
There ain't no way Cody's losing this match to this point.
Yeah, he is.
It just ain't.
Yeah, he is.
It just ain't happening.
Yeah.
Cody's winning this. Cody's finishing the story.
Nah. Dude. What's the point? What's the point of him finishing his story?
Because then, so after Raw with the beatdown, by the way, of The Rock.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we haven't seen on TV in quite some time. Let's say it that way. Here's the deal. We there's been a lot of talk online I've seen the last week about new eras and the fact that the PG era is now ended and we are definitely now in a new. 100% we're in a new era now. But you got to think in January when Raw moves to Netflix, they haven't got. They aren't run by the same regulations that TV networks.
No,
are.
Not at all. But they're not going to go and.
They're not going to go crazy.
They're not going to go insane. They're not going to start. They're not going to start having fucking death matches and just dropping F-bombs.
No. But you can. But what you can do is tell more stories.
They can.
That they can tell more fleshed out stories with a bit more. If they want to go into vulgar language or they want to have some they can get a little bit more. They can spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
What I think we're getting right now is a mix of all of the good things about all of the golden era, attitude era, new generation, ruthless aggression, PG. We're getting the best of all those things.
And I think what we'll see, the most of, because they're getting away with a little bit of it now too, as they're ramping us up for it, is we'll probably see a little more blood, because that's an easy thing to add. that also is logical when you're hitting people in the head with things, you know. Like,
what do you think? Do you reckon that blood on Raw was real or not?
I think absolutely Cody Rhodes did a blade job on himself, just like his dad did. Like, have you remember what Dusty Rhodes' head looked like?
Yeah, exactly. We talked about blading a bit last week or the week before, and like it's in these settings that I think it's like we don't want it every fucking week. We want it like once or twice a year,
and
like,
it makes sense. Yes, where it makes
this
sense,
story,
it has to be purposeful.
This story, the only thing this story's been missing at this point was a bit of blood, to be honest. It's had blood, sweat. It's had sweat and tears, but it hasn't had the blood. So.
Yeah. Yep. But there it is. But I'll tell you what, I was 100% thinking that Rock was going to throw Cody over the.
I know, right? I was like,
what the thing down the ramp.
On? Yeah.
Like, because it would have been an easy thing to be like, but that would have been too. I think that would have been too extreme.
Exactly, because then you got to have the believability that you can still wrestle in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, man. Fuck, we still have a week to go, and there's still like so much that could happen.
2 weeks. I mean, well, we got one more Raw, 2 more SmackDowns left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then Seth, Cody, and Drew, and CM Punk had a segment that didn't. It felt like they all went out there knowing what they had to get over to the crowd, and they just had fun. It felt really organic. It felt off the cuff. It felt live. It felt raw, and that's exactly what that TV show is meant to feel like. And it was CM Punk trying
uncooked raw.
Yeah, not uncooked raw.
just really raw.
Just straight up raw,
man.
But yeah, like that comment where Punk was like trying to get, like, he kind of broke Drew a little bit because he said, "Who was that called you the chosen one?" He was trying to ask Drew who it was that called you the chosen one.
Why don't you say his name? Why don't you tell everyone who you were chosen by? Yeah. Oh, dude, that was so good. That's the first time. That is the first time that they actually referenced him on air. Like, I mean,
it's true.
That was dancing. That was dancing on the line, and I don't know. It was really, really well done. I don't know if that was a pitched idea ahead of time, and it was like,
by Drew's reaction, I feel like it wasn't, because he broke a little bit. He smiled. He was like, "Oh, maybe." And maybe he didn't know it. Maybe, but like, yeah, I had a feel that was on the line. Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. But yeah, I mean,
man,
it's just like every week with this story, I feel like they've pulled their last card, and it just keeps heating up more and more, and I'm just like, it's roasting in here. It's spicy as hell.
I don't know. I don't know that they're going to be able to call it Raw anymore. Like, it is so on fire. It's What else? I mean, that's obviously that is the dominant storyline of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But let's just take a quick moment to talk about the Judgment Day and their struggles.
Yeah.
There you go. They're having struggle. They're struggling. It was a moment. We took a moment. I thought you were gonna like. I was feeding you.
I thought you had something to say, and then you were like,
"No, I was just trying to feed you a line, thinking that you might actually have something to say about it."
No, I mean, I thought it was fucking hilarious when they grabbed R-Truth from the commentary table when he was screaming at the production crew to go to commercial, like it was going to save him or something.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
They're giving people who really pay attention a lot.
I mean, there was a segment between The Miz and R-Truth backstage, and in the background, you can see Drew McIntyre talking to Paul Heyman. How's about that?
I did not see that, actually.
Yeah,
that got cut out.
Fucking interesting.
That's the other thing. See, that's the other fucking thing with the goddamn Hulu cut. is that
Hulu cuts worked 5 years ago. Now with WWE's programming,
it doesn't work.
You just can't be cutting shit out.
It just doesn't work for like.
Anyway, how about we get onto the brunt of this episode, because we've got one long ass pay-per-view to get ourselves through.
But there's going to be a lot of things we're going to breathe. I think we're going to breathe.
Oh, there's a lot of things to just brush over here. By golly.
Yeah, man.
How's about we talk about WrestleMania 26?
So, man, yeah. There's a lot. There's
a lot to get into here, and look at this, right? So, how long was this pay-per-view? Nearly 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And if you look to here at the match times, it kind of baffles your mind that it was that long.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, what's that?
Some of these matches are really short. So we got WrestleMania 26 coming from you. Blah blah blah. Let's try that again.
Coming you.
That's
way different than Chase You in NXT.
Yeah. Got WrestleMania 26 coming from the University of Phoenix Stadium. Apparently, they said during the pay-per-view that it was Forbes chose it as one of their top 10 stadiums or something like that. Apparently, so that's nice. A thing. The tagline for this event was "Get all fired up." Boy, was I!
Yeah.
March 28th, 2010, with an attendance of 72,219 people, breaking the attendance record for that stadium.
Yep.
Which is wild. $5.8 million in ticket sales and $49 million in revenue for the event.
Damn.
Absolutely wild amounts of money. The set was so cool, man. What a great entranceway. That was so cool.
It was a fucking Illuminati pyramid. It was designed, if you think about it, at the very top of it was the screens, which is like the reverse of which you look at. So it's like the reverse of an eyeball.
Okay.
And then it's the fucking WrestleMania was run by the Illuminati. And
I guess you could say that the entranceway kind of looks like an Aztec pyramid kind of thing.
Yeah, it was. It was a pyramid. Dude.
It was an Aztec pyramid.
We've got hashtag WWE Illuminati. That's a real stretch.
That was such a stretch. But
it's the Illuminati. It's not the Illuminati. It's the
Illuminati.
It does work. WWE Illuminati.
WWE.
Dude, this podcast.
WWE Illuminati.
If this podcast hasn't been bugged by Triple H yet, it's certainly being bugged right now.
Do you now want to give your on-screen personnel?
Yeah, back to
to break out of that cycle.
Yeah, I do.
There you go. What we got?
We've got on the English commentators, Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, and Matt Stryker.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see Matt Stryker calling an entire WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he was pretty good though. I quite liked him on commentary. Actually, think of it.
Shout out to Matt Stryker getting to fucking call a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The Spanish commentators were Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savinovich. The two, I
feel like they get mentioned every single week.
I gotta check. I don't want to check now because we've gone on so many tangents. But let's put a pin in that for next time to check how long. Because I think they've been with the WWE. They might be
they likely have called more matches than any other commentator in the WWE.
Yeah, I feel like Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savinovich have been around forever as well.
Yeah.
We've got ring announcers Tony Chimmel, Justin Roberts, and Savannah for the Money in the Bank and Battle Royal matches. Howard Finkel for the WWE Hall of Fame with the backstage interviewer Josh Matthews. Referees Mike Chioda. Did I just say Mike Chioda?
You did that last time as well.
Did I?
I just ignored it.
Okay.
But yeah, you said Chioda.
I probably said it more than times. Referees Mike Chioda, John Cone. That's one I don't recognize. Jack Doan.
You don't know John Cone. You know John Cone.
I do?
Yeah, click on his name right there. You know John Cone. You do know John Cone.
I'm clicking on his name. Oh, I know John Cone. Yeah. I know that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Cool.
I don't know that I've announced his name though on
maybe not. Yeah.
on one of these pay-per-views. We've got Jack Doan, who we have announced, rhymes with
John Cone and Jack Doan.
John Cone and Jack Doan. How did they not become a tag team of referees? Probably because neither one of them wrestle.
John Cone now works in a corporate role of senior management and for talent relations.
Nice. Shout out.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought he was just gone completely. That's cool. Carry on.
We've also got Bruce Hart as a referee.
Yeah, that's cool. That's nice.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Referee Chad Patton.
Chad. We spoke about him the other week. I like Chad Patton.
Yeah, and what the fuck, Wikipedia? There is no page for referee Chad Patton.
He was around for such a long time.
How the fuck is that? We've got to rectify this. We've got to rectify this.
Yeah, we got to write a Chad Patton Wikipedia page.
We've also got Charles Robinson and Rod Zapata.
Yeah.
There was a pre-show match that neither of us watched that was
That's right.
an 8-minute and 31-second 26-man battle royal.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, shout out to Yoshitatsu for getting a Wrestlemania victory. He was fun.
It was okay.
I
I
remember his theme song sounded like a video game, and
it was a weird theme. Yeah. We had Fantasia performing "America the Beautiful."
Yes, we did.
With some fighter jets going over the stadium. Doing that.
By all accounts, a very nice rendition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended.
Better than the DX band.
Yeah, I mean that's for sure.
I mean, the lowest bar. But
yeah, the bar was set super low for that one. So first match of the night was R-Truth and John Morrison versus I believe they were called Show Miz.
They were called Show Miz.
Yeah, even though the Miz show made so much more sense, but I mean, this tag team match probably sums up this era of tag team wrestling in the WWE in 2010.
Yeah, just shove them together.
I mean, not much to say about the match. It was just a match.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah.
Next match, however, was pretty good.
I enjoyed this match. A lot.
Good. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. Kind of crazy to see where Cody is now, and like it's just on Cody's level to see how far he's come. It's just wild. Like his music here was just like this generic. It was just
it was nothing. It was nothing memorable at all.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just. And that's why I really liked this match.
It was a real good. Yeah, as the beginning of it being kind of Cody and Ted versus Randy.
Yeah.
It essentially the glorified 2-on-1 match, as they said at the beginning.
Yeah, it had a really good dynamic to it. Because normally triple threats is everyone against everyone, but this had like a different dynamic where it kind of started off as a handicap match.
Yeah.
And then wound up being
eventually
an actual triple threat in the end.
Eventually, of course, as it always does. And which is why Randy wound up winning in the end, is because they couldn't keep it together themselves either. They just couldn't get on the same page. If their goal was to just beat Randy Orton and it didn't matter who, they would have just beat the fuck out of him, and one of them would have taken the victory.
Yeah. And Orton, like, this is 14 years ago, and Cody, Randy Orton is just even here on like another fucking level. You know what I mean? Like the way that he's working the crowd, and like just his kind of snakish kind of movements in the ring. It's so good, so good. Great match. Enjoyed it. Randy Orton comes out on top. Good shit.
Yeah.
Next we have what was it? Hashtag.
What was that? Oh, that was the hashtag. Oh, fuck! I lost that. My
1,000 weeks ago. But we got to say it because it was a good hashtag.
That was hashtag. This is a 12-man ladder match.
Yeah.
Hashtag. That's a 12-man ladder match. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
Right?
What a fucking match. I mean, I like that Money in the Bank is now its own pay-per-view. I like that it's evolved.
No, this was a 10-man ladder match.
Oh yeah, that was the
1,
original
2,
one because I
3,
said the 12
4,
one. Yeah,
5,
yeah.
6, 7.
10
Oh,
man
that
ladder.
was when we were talking about the
when
tag
we
team.
first rolled for the event, and I was looking it up, and I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that's a 12-man ladder match."
No, I thought
But
that
yeah,
was, no, I thought
the
that
10,
was,
no, sorry, I meant 10. Oh my god, we're getting so confused.
no,
Yeah,
I
10.
thought, dude, no, I thought hashtag that's a 12-man ladder match was when we were talking about the tag team
That's
ladder
there
match.
was one, but there was one earlier than that.
Oh, there is one. Yes, there is hashtag that's a 10-man ladder match from weeks ago. You're right.
Yeah, there you go.
You're right.
There we go. Whew, I'm not going crazy.
No, you're not going
Okay.
crazy. I think I have it written down here. Yeah, there it is. Hashtag that's a 10-man ladder match. Holy shit.
There it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy shit, that was a 10-man ladder match, and it was great. I love those early day Money in the Bank ladder matches were insane because they were like nothing we'd ever seen before in a way. We'd seen the tag team ladder matches, but this was just like chucking 10 dudes into a match with shitloads of ladders and seeing what happens, basically.
And everybody had, because it was all new ideas. It's an entirely,
it was so good. It was so easy back then to come up with all this new stuff. Yeah.
Even back then, you notice they didn't do everything all match. They kept it to a reasonable number of spots. Everybody got their spot, or at least everybody got a spot, and mostly at least their spot. I'm pretty sure. I didn't check it, but I'm pretty sure everybody at least hit like their signature move or finisher.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah, it was a nicely paced, for a 10-man ladder match.
Yeah.
It was like really well paced. Like it wasn't like spot. It was like it was well paced, and it's really good to see a match from 14 years ago with 10 people in it. And besides Kane, who's obviously retired, like everyone here is still active at some degree in wrestling.
Yeah,
still.
man.
And it's
for real.
That's such a good thing to see. If you look at the whole card, I mean, a good solid chunk of this card, minus the people that have been around at that point for such a really long time. It's good to see that everyone here is still kind of going strong and going and healthy as well, which is good.
Yeah.
Which gives us a distinct big difference to like we've watched, some events in the 80s and 90s, and so people's careers have ended within less than 10 years. So it's really good to see. It shows you the evolution of the business and how much more healthy everyone's getting. So it's a good thing.
Absolutely. And everybody in AEW that's happy that loves seeing Daniel Bryan, just remember to thank WWE Medical for not clearing him. When
pretty
you
much
all wanted him to, otherwise he would have been fucking dead by now.
Yeah,
he still might be dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's up. I don't know what any of those guys are up to over there. I never watch AEW. I just
no idea.
Just can't.
But got the Jack Swagger getting the win here.
Yeah, man.
Kind of maybe a little forgotten about the Money in the Bank ladder match winner, but he did. I believe he cashed in on Chris Jericho to win the World Championship.
He was successful cash in. Yeah,
he was. Yeah,
I
think he only held the.
Swagger.
Yeah, I think he only held the belt for like a month, maybe. I think Edge then got it off of him.
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah, Jack Swagger, Christian, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Kane, Kofi Kingston, all former champions now. In this, looking back. And then Matt Hardy won the ECW championship. I guess if you want to call that a heavyweight championship, it's up to you. But
yeah, up next is Triple H. Triple H and
Sheamus.
It was just a 12-minute beatdown. Like this was two guys beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, like a fucking man meat slapping man meat kind of match here. Yeah, it was good, man. It was no crazy Triple H entrance here, which I was surprised. It's probably one of the only WrestleManias where he doesn't have a grandiose entrance.
Yeah, it wasn't about him as much as it was about Sheamus.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
I think it was more about Sheamus.
Yeah, it was, and I'm sure at the time there was plenty of people complaining that Sheamus didn't beat the veteran to get over, but it didn't fucking hurt Sheamus, did it?
No,
because
not at all.
We all love him and him now.
Not at all.
But good match.
Yeah, it was
really good
just
match.
a solid, just a real nice match. I mean, they gave him time. They give him 12 minutes and 6 seconds.
Sheamus got the super close near fall with we hit the bro kick and everything, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing these two guys tear it up in the ring, 14 years ago.
Yeah, and Sheamus, man, like
16
fuck.
years ago.
I mean, how old? Yeah, 14 years ago. He is 46 now. He was like 32. Wow, that's crazy. He's way older there than I thought. But very new to the industry, very new to WWE. He'd been in WWE for less than a year at this point.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah. So
was so impressive to be hanging in there at WrestleMania with Triple H.
Yeah,
like,
there it is. And not only that, given 12 minutes, I mean, that's the longest match. The longest match that wasn't a title match, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, the Money in the Bank was longer, but of course that.
Yeah, it's got 10 men in it.
Yeah.
But really good. Yeah, it's just a good match. I really enjoyed it. I got nothing bad to say about it.
No.
And Triple H gets the win, and
I would say probably top three matches of the night. Do you think?
And it's I'd definitely probably say top 3.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think as well, like Triple H, not to say he was by any means in bad shape here, but he was a little fluffier here than what we've known Triple H to be. But
he was a little.
But the crazy thing
fluffy.
is...
Hashtag a little fluffy.
Little fluffy,
Little fluffy, hashtag little fluffy here.
If you go forward to, like last week we were doing our top 12, Universal top 12 entrances. Go back and check that out. Good episode. But obviously, I watched his entrances from 30 and 31, and my man's jacked. So only he just got a little fluffier here, but 4 years later, he was jacked again.
Yeah. Was that after he came off of the quadricep injury with the quad tear?
I do remember around this time it being something to do with a injury of some description. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was definitely. Yeah, definitely not at his strongest for sure.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah. Don't know that for sure. Making just pulling that out of my ass might be.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I do think you're right.
If I'm wrong, someone tell us. There you go. And if no one tells us we're wrong, then of course we're right. And even if you do tell us we're wrong, we're still right now.
Still right. Yeah.
Right now.
Up next we have Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk with Luke Gallows and Serena.
Yeah, this was
another singles match.
Yeah, this was a nice had a good long storyline build up between Rey and Punk and this was the stipulation match. Well, one of the first stipulation matches. Had Rey Mysterio lost, he would have been forced to join the Straight Edge Society.
Yeah. I really like this era of CM Punk. It was
pretty good. It was
wild. They were definitely leaning into some Charles Manson stuff at some points with this character. Which is a bit weird, but overall it was.
They gave him a cult. He was being a little culty.
Yeah, he was being culty.
Hashtag
and I think
little culty here.
Little culty, yeah. It's getting a little culty in here, yeah. I think I have heard interviews of CM Punk saying that during this time he was reading loads of books about the occult to lay into this character. And again, crazy to think that again a year after this, he was not long after this he was heading into the first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view against John Cena and winning the WWE Championship.
Yeah, right.
Crazy how a year can make a difference.
And despite what some people may think about CM Punk, his history, back then, some may have said that he was, very one-dimensional and had no ability to step outside of his I'm the tough guy thing. I mean, this was a perfect example of he was amplifying it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great character
anyone who has ever criticized CM Punk before in the past needs to take a real hard look at themselves and realize that they are sorely mistaken.
That's right.
Take a good hard look at yourself, you son of a bitch.
Did not expect that.
Good
what was that? What?
I don't know if it was from somewhere. I don't know. It just me.
Oh, that was great.
Great to see Rey Mysterio. Good Rey Mysterio win. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. 6.5 minutes of Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk goodness. Like
these guys always put on good matches as well.
Yeah, man.
Like, always put on.
Those
good
two
matches.
together. I mean, it was fucking great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great match. Watch it.
So gonna cut this review in half to bring you my pee.
That's right. It is the mid paper or mid podcast. It's the mid podcast.
You got it. You
pricks.
got this. I believe in you.
It's the mid podcast. Proper pricks punk picks from Punk's
Boom.
Talk Wrestling. Mid podcast Punk's Talk Wrestling. Is it
Yep.
Punk's Talk Wrestling mid podcast? Proper pricks punk pick.
There you go. I think that you got it. There it is.
There
Well
it
done,
is.
man.
Yeah, we got it. It was only like 7 tries.
Proud of you.
Oh, thanks, man.
So this week I have a band called Hellwigs. They are from Plymouth in England.
Oh,
Which, if you
Plymouth
don't know, is like down south and then to the left a bit. It's the big tail bit that sticks out on the left-hand side. That's kind of where
that little hanging bit down there.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you're from London, everyone just calls it Cornwall. And now Cornwall is just a very specific area of that part of England, but everyone just calls the whole fucking part Cornwall.
Oh, okay.
Because we're ignorant Londoners. That's why. They call themselves the world's #1 wrestle punk faction, not a band, a faction.
I love it. Give yourselves a gimmick. Words matter. Set yourselves apart. They're not.
There you go.
It's not professional wrestlers. They're superstars.
That's right.
You know, you give yourself a title. You own that title.
These guys are great. If you're into like speed punk, like fucking fast as hell songs, minute and 40-minute songs.
Good, like
these are your guys.
Give you that Zeke vibe, that Peter Pan speed rock kind of.
Yeah, good shit. They just released a new EP literally days ago on the 24th, I believe.
Perfect timing.
It's called Blood and Guts. There's songs on there so it looks like majority of their songs are about, or if not all their songs are about professional wrestling. But on this EP in particular, there's songs about Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's a song about Kane, which I think is the track we're going to play in a second, because the song's called It's Gotta Be Kane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the song's gotta be about Kane.
Yeah. A song about Mr. McMahon. And a song about Cactus Jack.
Nice.
So, and they've got 2 other EPs, one called Raising Hell and one called Load the Spaceship, which is obviously a Ultimate Warrior reference right there.
Obviously.
Yeah. So
which you know because you've been studying for the inaugural Punk's Talk Wrestling Superior Intellect in All Things Professional Wrestling and Phil Collins championship match between you and the anonymous podcast critic. Holy shit.
You did it. Well, you did that a lot better than introducing this segment.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't need to. I mean, I knew this already. This is the thing. I know all this stuff already. I don't need to look into it. You know, I'm brushing up. All I need to look into is watching Raw and SmackDown every week, because I don't know what's going to happen. And once I know, and it just stays here.
Yeah, man.
I know
Once
what's up.
you know.
If you want to follow the Hellwigs, just go to Instagram and put in Hellwigs WrestlePunk. That's their handle on Instagram, and you'll find them there. And if you want to see the Hellwigs, they have a show on Friday, March. Well, I guess this will be tomorrow when this podcast comes out. But they got a show at St. Jude's in Bristol on Friday, the 29th of March.
Nice.
So yeah, go check them out. And without further ado,
No.
one sec. Oh, sorry. Edit this out. I want to make sure that I actually do have the right title of the fucking song. I'm pretty sure I do, but just bear with me.
Yeah.
Edit this out.
So there is further ado.
Yeah, there is further. Yeah,
There's a
you're
little
right.
bit. There's a bit more ado.
There we go.
All right. There it is.
So
there it was, man.
This is where the track will play. So there you go.
Fucking
that was the Hell Wigs.
Killer track, man. I love it.
Hell fucking yeah.
That's so good. Especially that part in the middle where it does that thing, because we're putting it in post haste and I haven't listened to it yet. But man, fucking great. Love it.
You're like that promoter that's like, yeah, you can be on the bill, but you don't actually listen to anything that they sent you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I never. Yeah. I'm unfortunately. That's one of the things I have to get better at. I never listen to shit that people send me to listen to. Like, no matter, it doesn't. I just don't. I never do. Like, and I realize it's funny.
In what context? In the context of like, oh hey man, you should really check this band out. They're really good.
Yep. As soon as anyone, and this is, I'm literally going through this with my therapist right now because it's a fucking trigger word for me. Whenever anyone tells me I should do anything, I instantly will not do it. I instantly despise. It's like, for whatever reason, that term, like telling me I should listen to this, implies.
So what you're telling me is, if I find a band that I think you should check out, I should send it to you and go, hey man, you shouldn't check this band out.
No. You just be like, listen to this band because they're great. But it's the you should. For whatever reason, that's the trigger. Like,
interesting.
You should do this or you should do that, because in my whatever, my brain that I'm trying to unfuck up is telling me I should do something means But like, seriously, this is like, I'm expelling therapy right now. Like, telling me that I should do something for whatever reason in my head is I'm not doing what I should be doing, so I'm doing things wrong. That's how my brain has been processing that, and like we've just started uncovering this shit.
That's deep.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. My brain was a mess up there. You know when you have your headphones tied up like perfectly, you wrap them around real nice, and then you put them in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's when you pull them back out of your pocket. That's me.
Yeah, and you hold them in your hand and go, how the fuck did they get like this?
It's like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah. I coiled them around my hand, and I put them in there neatly.
And then I did a little thing to make sure they stayed. No. Like it. Yeah, that's me. That's me.
How about this? Here's some trial by fire.
All right.
You know, you should.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
How about we? We should. How about we should? We should carry on with the pay-per-view.
We really should. We really should. Oh my god, fuck! Where were we?
We're at Bret Hart versus Mr. McMahon.
This is my problem. I'm delaying the inevitable pain.
Bret Hart versus Mr. McMahon in a no-holds-barred lumberjack match with Bruce Hart as a special guest referee.
Let's
What a shit show.
What? It wasn't even a shit. Let's not call it a match. This wasn't a match. This was garbage. This was hashtag garbage.
This was hashtag garbage.
But yeah, it's straight up garbage.
Yeah. Like,
I don't understand why this was so fucking bad. Like, there is something that we don't understand about. Either Bret Hart was injured or something had gone
Bret,
wrong.
I'm not saying this to be mean. Bret Hart is a stroke survivor. He's only got so much mobility. Like, he can't.
This was after that.
Oh, this is long after he got the stroke in like the early thousands.
Dude, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
because it's been so long. He's just old now.
Yeah.
I mean, I forget how old he is now, and I totally forgot he had a stroke. It makes a lot more sense. It does make a lot more sense now. But also maybe don't spend 11 minutes. Maybe it should have just been a fucking chair shot, low blow. This should have been.
That's what it should have been. You know what? Right. So,
it should have been 2 minutes, and I don't know why it became this like.
So we had this crazy, stupid as fuck swerve that Vince McMahon
bought
the Hart family to be lumberjacks, and they were all walking out there. Obviously, majority of them are like just wives and never been on television before.
Yeah, so none of them know how to act. None of them know.
Yeah, so that was just god awful.
They're just blank stares.
Yeah.
It got Natalia and it got some of the young guys. It got Natalia and
TJ Kid.
Tyson Kidd and
Tyson T. Why did I say TJ Kid?
TJ. Oh, what did I say? CJ. Because his name's not.
It's Tyson Kidd.
It's Tyson Kidd, but his name's not actually CJ.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Anyway, him.
And Bulldog's kid.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's so much to unpack. I mean, Vince does his thing, gets the Hart family involved, and then we get a double swerve because actually they planned it ahead and I don't know, something. This whole story. Did you watch the video package going into this story? Into this match?
Yeah, the video package.
Like with the whole Bret Hart faking a broken leg with someone backing a car into the door of a fucking.
It was. This is the swerve for swerve's sake. This is got. You know what? I know what happened. You know what happened. We both know what the fuck happened. And it's a fucking what's his name? Why am I burn his name out of my mind every time
it's another Vince.
Yeah, this is a fucking Vince Russo thing. This is a whole fucking Vince Russo. It all makes sense now. This is a Vince Russo piece of shit.
Yeah, although he wasn't around at this time.
No, he was. No, I'm still blaming it on Vince Russo. Somehow this must have been something from when Vince Russo...
McMahon had him on speed dial.
McMahon, this was probably a Vince Russo idea from when he was around that Vince McMahon went back into the drawer and be like, oh yeah, this idea that Russo came up with is good shit. Fuck, man. You know who has a great... It's unfortunate, but you know who really does have a great Mr. McMahon impression is Danny the Brain Bowman.
Oh really? I haven't heard this.
Yeah, because you've not. Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, because we've only been in text communications with Danny the Brain Bowman through the legal proceedings leading up to this.
Yeah, he's been a good legal counsel for us getting this match.
Yeah, we'll talk
this contest.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more of that at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
We've got some information about the inaugural Punks Talk Wrestling Superior Intellect and All Things Professional Wrestling and Phil Collins Championship match between the proper prick CJ Newman and the anonymous podcast critic. I don't know why I'm trying to say... It
sounds like you're going to say his name, the anonymous podcast critic.
Yeah, I think hopefully we're going to find out who he is.
Well, I hope so.
At the end of this.
Sure hope so. What really annoyed me about this match, well, there's a lot of things. He beat the fuck out of Vince with a tire iron, gave it to Tyson Kidd, was about to put on the sharpshooter, didn't, and then took the tire iron back and carried on. And it just felt so broken.
It didn't, yeah, like, why did you waste so much time with this shit?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They should have, like, this, regardless of anything else, this should not have been 11 minutes and 9 seconds. It should have been.
It just shouldn't have been on the card, period.
It was just a really, really sluggish beatdown. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
It was, yeah. Bret Hart did not look good. I mean, he looked like a guy who just had a stroke. Let's be honest. Like, he didn't look good. It didn't look good. Nothing about it looked good.
What a statement.
Hey man, I mean, RW Heelborn. What do you want? What do you want from me?
How about this as a little fact? Vince at this time was 64, Bret was 52. That makes their combined age of this match. I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure this has got to be the oldest combined age of any singles match at WrestleMania, because their combined age is 116. Yeah, then he did the attendance announcement, and then we went on to Chris Jericho versus Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fun match. Really fun. And, there was a great sign in the crowd before we go anywhere that said, "I hope a Canadian wins."
Yes.
Very good.
That's good. Good match.
Really enjoy. I mean, it's Chris Jericho and Edge. What the fuck did you expect?
Yeah.
Just really good. One thing that baffled me was Chris Jericho as champion, 1, came out first, and 2, they cut his music when he was like halfway down the ramp.
Yeah, that was weird. It's probably because of the bullshit between.
Yeah, definitely because of the bullshit.
Before. I actually think, even more now, I think probably that bullshit went long because nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And Vince, and Vince being in the ring doesn't have the ability to keep track of time, so he probably didn't know how long this shit was going on.
Exactly, yeah. So,
I don't know, man.
But yeah, I mean, really good match. And now, it's crazy. I had it in my head, for whatever reason, that Edge won the title here.
You know what's weird? I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
For a moment,
and then
fucking Mandela
when
effect.
Jericho won, I had this moment of like, what?
Yeah.
Since when? Like,
there's got to be another. Is there another WrestleMania match between Chris Jericho and Edge for the title that we're mixing it up? Because
I don't think so.
I had the same fucking Mandela effect kind of thing where I thought Edge beat Chris Jericho for that title, but we're both we're both
for it.
We're both coming to you from an alternate universe, apparently. Universe. We're not wrong. It just didn't happen, and
it just didn't happen where we are.
So it just didn't happen where we are somehow. Yeah, somehow you and I it's not inter-universal because we're inter-universal.
Exactly.
Tag team podcast champion hosts.
We're in many universes. But yeah, I mean, Jericho gets the win. He cheats with the world title, hits Edge with the world title at the end there.
Good old. You know, I do love a good old title belt to the face spot.
Yeah, man.
Like
it's good shit.
It really is. It's really good shit. It's really like when you do it well. Especially when they do the one where, like, the follow-through throws the title out of the ring and onto the floor.
Yeah, like the person hitting them with it kind of falls over with them.
Yeah, and then pushes it out so that does it so that the ref never sees
great.
it.
Desperation kind of shit.
Man, that's a. You know what? Yeah. That's just. I just want to take a moment. Let's just take a moment, like a moment of silence.
Should we? I'm doing it right now. I'm starting. Here we go. Make a new page. Make a new note.
Make a new note. New page. New note.
Right. This is the very first inaugural entry into the PTW Hall of Fame. Championship belts to the head.
The PTW Hall of Fame. The act of hitting a person in the head with a title belt.
Yeah, because in the PTW Hall of Fame, you could put anything in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. It's I love it. I fucking love it. The Hall of Fame is just things that happen in wrestling. It's our Hall of
happen. It could be objects.
It's
it could
our
be
Hall
a
of Fame.
person.
Our Hall of Fame of wrestling.
That's right.
Yes.
So championship titles to the head.
Yeah,
That's the very first thing
yep.
going in. There you go. All right. I think it deserves it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
To the head.
Yes. Congratulations. Fuck. That's so good. Congratulations. Title shots to the head. Hashtag title shots to the head. Hashtag.
And then obviously the match ends, and then Edge gets pissed and spears. Really awkward spot, but like spears Jericho off the table through the barricade.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward.
It looked fucking painful.
Yeah, it looked
for Jericho especially.
It didn't look fun. It didn't look like it tickled.
That's right. That's right.
Hashtag didn't look like it tickled.
Oh, that's a good one. Up next, we have... The hell did I do with that? That's right there. Up next, we have...
The state of the WWE Women's Division at WrestleMania 26.
In 2010, we had Alicia Fox, Layla, Michelle McCool, Maurice, and Vicky Guerrero versus Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Kelly, and Mickie James.
Now, I will say this: amazing work by Vicky Guerrero. Like amazing work for her. As far as character work, I honestly
100%.
thought I didn't think this wasn't when it comes to 10 Diva tag team matches. This is probably the best 10 Diva tag match of all time. You know. But we had a lot of really good people. We had a lot of good people in the ring. Everybody good. Like we had Beth Phoenix and Gail Kim. Mickie James was in there. You know, Michelle McCool. All of these people are actually they were amazing performers.
Oh, there's some great, but it's not the fact that they were bad. It's the fact that they just weren't given the chance.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Like even they were given 3 minutes and 26 seconds, and it's a fucking shame. You know,
I literally, it's like the what's the name of the TV host that like you get a thing and you get a thing and
Oprah.
Oprah, yeah,
yes.
I put here you get a move and you get a move.
Yeah, and you get a move. Yes,
like, everyone had one move.
Pretty much.
And then it led to Vicky Guerrero doing
the Toad Splash.
Yeah. Well, they call it the Bullfrog Splash. Bullfrog, it was quite. Yeah. It was a bit mean. They don't need to.
It was 2010, and they were being.
It was 2010.
And they were heel, and she was a heel.
And she was a heel, yeah.
But you're right. But you're right. They were. But again, that's the crassness of like that era. They were still. You're still poking fun. Like that was a cheap dig. Was just
a cheap dig at someone's size, basically.
Yeah,
and she. I know Vicky is like a good sport, and she definitely played into that kind of stuff anyway.
And also, good for her getting a WrestleMania moment like that. That I actually thought was really cool because the match wasn't great. The fact that they only gave them 3.5 minutes sucked.
Yeah.
But you could tell on Vicky's face at the end of that match, she was really happy to have that moment.
And
it meant a lot.
It had a really sweet moment. She was on the top rope and she kind of did Eddie's kind of torn. Like that was like, you know what? That meant a lot to her.
It meant a lot.
I'm happy for her.
I give a lot to the fact that the match meant something to Vic. It meant something to her.
Yeah, exactly. And she had like the Eddie Guerrero themed like like one piece and stuff. That was great. Yeah, it was nice. I appreciate that part of it for sure. You know,
for sure.
Yeah.
Then we have John Cena versus Batista for the WWE Championship.
That's right.
There was a good video package beforehand.
Yeah.
To tell you how we led up to this.
Yeah.
And if you watched that video package, you would have known.
You would have known what?
How they got to this.
Oh, right. That's right. So I mean, it's crazy to think that going into this at this point, John Cena was a because who was champion going into this?
Batista was the champion.
It was Batista.
Yeah.
So John Cena going into this, and he won his first WWE championship at WrestleMania 21, which is only like 5 years prior. At this point, he was an 8-time WWE champion.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
he got a lot of. There was a bunch of. There was a hot potato. There was a hot potato with that title around that time too.
Yeah, around that kind of time period, like that 5-year, 6-year period. There, it was definitely hot.
Yeah, man.
Hot potato period, and then after that, once like Punk won the title, that's when they started to do some more like longer title runs. Which
because Punk was at that time. Punk was the longest reigning champion of the modern era.
Yeah, 434. That was his record. Yeah,
first person. I think first person to break a year since
since
the last person
Hogan.
to break a year.
Probably since Hogan. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But yeah, great match. Just a ham hock match. Just a couple of beefy dudes.
Yeah. It was another. It was a. I mean, John Cena and Batista in their fucking prime, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Matt. I was shocked that it ended in submission. I remember even watching it at the time. Like I was shocked at this match that Batista tapped out. Like,
yeah, and if you think about it, it's the second time that Batista's tapped out. Well, that was the first, but he's tapped out at WrestleMania twice because he tapped out to Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 as well.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah.
My man's done a lot of tapping out over the years.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania. But yeah, it was a really good match. Cena wins his 9th WWE Championship. And if we all remind ourselves, this led to Extreme Rules, the pay-per-view after this, which was Batista versus John Cena in a last man standing match.
Again, yeah. The feud did not end.
And that's where Cena duct tapes Batista's legs to the ring post so he can't get up.
Yeah, fuck, man, that was so smart. I remember that.
And the next night on Raw is when Batista come out in a wheelchair and he quit.
That's right. He did. Yeah, that's right. That's right when he quit.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, but then he was back like a month later, right?
Oh, no, he was gone. I think he took a lot of time off. In fact, he was back. The next time he came back was when he came back the year before WrestleMania 30 for like the Evolution versus the Shield situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Fuck, that all bleeds together. But I remember him coming out and quitting. And it'd just be like, that's...
Because he done that twice. He also did it with the Evolution where he came out and just said he quits. And then he did the weird like Queen wave. Remember that? Kind of became a bit of a meme at the time. But yeah. Back to this pay-per-view.
You know, it's funny, man. Batista does quit a lot. Batista quits a lot. In the ring...
Yeah.
Out of the ring.
Yeah, he's just a professional quitter.
Moving on.
But yeah, good match. Good WWE Championship match.
It was.
But I think it was very smart here to end the night with what followed it because
nothing could have followed this.
I wonder because I remember going back and watching like Savage and a Steamboat from the WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, the late 90s, early thousands. And I remember thinking, whoa, like during the Attitude Era, watching a match like that match was fucking amazing, like so good. And then time goes by, you look back at that WrestleMania 3 match now, and I'm like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's still a great match, but obviously being overexposed to wrestling over the years, your presentation of what wrestling is changes. And now I wonder if this match will be looked back on, and I'm sure it will, but to be honest with you, if we go back ahead another 10, 15 years and look at this match, it's one of those matches that will just hold up. It will just forever hold up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not because this match has everything there is about profession. It has everything. It has the life of a wrestler, you know, in it. anytime, and it was a true career match. Like, forget about, yes, we know Shawn Michaels came back for that match at Crown Jewel 2018.
Yeah,
that's okay. That doesn't count. And I
think this rivalry goes all the way back to 1997.
Yeah,
from their Hell in a Cell match in 1997. This is a long-standing rivalry.
The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels rivalry, was probably one of the greatest long-term rivalries in WWE history.
Big time, yeah. What a way to go out!
What a way to go out, man!
And like he's and not only that, like. Name me another like final match of your career that's this good. Like he went out and like he knew that he could still go. Like he didn't go out past his date.
It was just perfection. It was 28 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
Of fucking professional wrestling perfection. Yeah.
At its finest, yeah. And it ended with a fucking jumping tombstone, which always looks terrifying.
Dude, I know. When Undertaker leaves his feet with it, it's like, oh shit. But also, we also know now how careful he really was with that. Like,
oh yeah. We knew that he can be trusted, but it's just so crazy to see someone do it though.
Yeah.
A fucking jumping tombstone. It's just kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, incredible match. So
and to go out and they ended it just faded out. No nothing.
Yeah.
No nothing at the end. It was just fade to black with Michaels on the ramp.
And that caps it off.
Anyway, man. Yeah, it does.
The end of the show.
That was it. That was the end. Shawn Michaels sails off into the sunset.
Yep.
And
what are you giving this? Out of 20.
Out of 20 of our D20. Overall, I'll give it a solid 16.
Yeah,
I'll give it a solid
I agree.
16
that's what I was going to go
for. Saved only by that main event.
Big time. That literally adds on like 5 points.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, so not the worst, not the best, but 16. I think is a good number.
Yeah. 16 is a good number. It passes most ability checks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There it is.
That's it.
The Punks Talk Wrestling official ranking of WrestleMania 26 is a 16. Put that on the fucking Wikipedia page and get a goddamn page for referee Chad Patton. Wikipedia, come on.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, really? I mean, Chad Patton's had a long career and retired now.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does he not have a fucking page?
Get a fucking page up there. All right.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. Bullshit. So that's it. Well, that's that for that. So I guess the only thing we got to do is some shout outs, right?
Yeah, have you got any information about next week that I need to know about?
I do have information about next week that you should know about. And I will get to that.
Oh, okay.
After the shout outs.
It's the very last. Okay,
I'm doing them in order. I'm doing this in order. Well, do you have any shout outs? Because I don't actually know that I have any shout outs.
No, just the Hellwigs. Check them out.
Just the Hellwigs. Yeah, just the Hellwigs. Check them out. All right. Shout out to Icebreakers, Ice Cube's gum once again. Wintergreen. I didn't pop it early. You might have heard it pop earlier. Don't know if it'll make it into the cut when I did, but there it is. Icebreakers, Ice Cube's gum. I'm seltzerless today, so I can't do a seltzerless shout out. I can't do a seltzer shout out.
I can give a shout out to my generic black bottle full of water.
There you go.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Doesn't make any sense because there's no lid. Doesn't make a sound.
Oh, there's a lid. I mean.
There you go. Now I hear it sloshing around in there.
Sloshing around. There's that word again.
Sloshing around. And aside from that, I don't know. We didn't get any on recording followers to shout out during there. Did we get any new? Let me check. Did we get any new followers?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of followers. In fact, that's quite a thing to note. In the last week, around the last week, we got 40 new followers. So
oh fuck!
If you're a new listener and you're checking out the podcast today, welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
That's on Instagram, right?
That's right, on Instagram. Yeah,
man. I may need to get your help on Threads because our Threads count is only at 69.
Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, we're at 170 on Instagram. So
that's
thanks to thanks to, I mean, there's people interacting with the reels and commenting on there. So get yourself involved. Get over to the Instagram, get involved, and like let us know what you think.
Find us on Threads too.
Agree with us or disagree with us, or think we're lame or think we're pretty cool.
Yeah,
just tell us.
All the ways you can do that are by following us on all the social media and leaving reviews: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Punks Talk Wrestling. Patreon.com/Punks Talk Wrestling. We've got some old uncut episodes that no one wants to listen to, and why would you? But they're there just to show to show you where we came from and where we're at. And then on that, so. Now let's get to next week's podcast. First of all, we know that as being the week before WrestleMania, it will be our official WrestleMania predictions episode. But on top of that, we will be having the inaugural Punks Talk Wrestling Superior Intellect in All Things Professional Wrestling and Phil Collins Championship match between the proper prick CJ Newman and the anonymous podcast critic.
That's right. It's here. It's happening, baby.
That match will take place during the recording of our next episode, during the predictions episode. And what I can tell you is this. It has been written, it has been put out, and it has been accepted. Mm-hmm. If you win, you get to unmask the anonymous podcast critic.
And if I lose...
you lose your spot as co-host of Punks Talk Wrestling.
It's a mask versus career match.
It is a mask versus career match for the Punks Talk Wrestling Superior Intellect in All Things Professional Wrestling and Phil Collins Championship.
That's right. Well, looks like I'll be getting unmasked then, doesn't it?
As another special counsel once said, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
That's right.
I guess the anonymous podcast critic is going to be unmasked.
That's right.
That's right, man.
I'm going to be co-host. Forever.
Wow.
Forever.
Well, about that, other than that,
I think that's it, right?
Pretty much think that's it.
Been a good run.
Been a good run, buddy.
They're saying that like I'm not going to be doing this afterwards.
No, it's been a good run. It's been a good run, and it'll continue to be a good run.
That's right. It will continue to be a good run. I think that's it.
Now I think that's it.
I think that's it. I mean, I'm English, and I don't think I can do a very good Drew. It's 20... No.
It's 20... Yeah, I know. I'm trying to, like, puff my chest. If you can't see
it's 2024. He's told more deep. It's 2024. You can't be saying things... Yeah, something like that, right?
It's 2024 these days, punk. You can't be saying that thing you're getting, punk. Is that good? I don't know. You tell us. Listeners of the podcast, we probably any listeners that we didn't lose from that bit.
Who's got the bear Drew McIntyre?
Who's got the worst Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, really? That's going to be a harder contest to decide.